Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt torn between two opposing forces in your life? On one hand, you know you need to accept things as they are, your past, your circumstances, even parts of yourself. But on the other hand, there's this deep pull to change, to improve, to create something better. It feels like a tug of war, doesn't it? Like you have to choose between these two paths, acceptance or change. But what if I told you that the real magic happens when you learn to balance both? That your life could radically shift, not by choosing one or the other, but by holding them together at the same time. This is the heart of dialectics. And before you tune out because the word sounds intimidating, let me assure you, it's not. Dialectics is simply the idea that two seemingly opposing truths can exist together. And when you embrace both, you open the door to growth, clarity, and transformation. Here's an example. Imagine someone who struggles with low self-esteem. On one side, they need to accept themselves as they are, to acknowledge their worth, their strengths, their value. But on the other side, they also want to grow, to overcome their insecurities and become more confident. Acceptance says, I am enough as I am. Change says, I want to improve. The power of dialectics is realizing that both of these truths can coexist. You can accept yourself while striving to grow. You don't have to choose between loving who you are and wanting to be better. But why is this balance so hard to find? Because our culture loves extremes. We're told to pick a side. Either you embrace radical acceptance and let go of the desire for change, or you push for relentless self-improvement and never make peace with where you are. The problem is, both extremes lead to suffering. If you focus solely on acceptance, you risk stagnation, convincing yourself that change isn't possible or necessary, even when your life feels unfulfilled. But if you focus only on change, you burn out, always chasing the next goal, the next version of yourself, never stopping to appreciate who you are right now. Dialectics asks us to step out of this either-or thinking and embrace the both and. It's not about compromising or meeting in the middle. It's about holding space for both truths, even when it feels messy or contradictory. Here's how you can start practicing this in your own life. First, take a moment to reflect on where you're struggling. Is there an area where you feel torn, where you're caught between accepting something and wanting to change it? Maybe it's a relationship, a habit, or even how you feel about yourself. Next, ask yourself, what would it look like to honor both truths? For example, if you're struggling with your body image, acceptance might mean appreciating your body for all it does for you, even if it doesn't look the way you want. Change might mean adopting healthier habits, not from a place of self-loathing, but from a place of self-care. Notice how this shifts the energy? When you embrace both acceptance and change, you stop fighting yourself. You stop feeling like you have to pick a side. And in that space of balance, real transformation becomes possible. Now, let's talk about why this works. When you accept something, you create a foundation of stability. Acceptance says, this is my starting point. This is where I am. It's not about giving up. It's about grounding yourself in reality. But acceptance alone isn't enough. That's where change comes in. Change is the movement forward, the spark of growth. It's the belief that things can improve, even if the process is slow or difficult. When you combine acceptance and change, you create a cycle of progress that's both sustainable and compassionate. You're not pushing yourself to the brink, but you're also not settling for less than you deserve. One of the best ways to explore this balance is to look to nature. Think about a tree. In the winter, it stands bare, fully accepting its dormant state. But when spring comes, it begins to grow again, blossoming into something new. The tree doesn't cling to its leaves when they fall, nor does it resist growth when the seasons change. It exists in harmony with its natural cycle, embodying both acceptance and change. What if we could live like that? What if we could honor the seasons of our own lives, the times of rest and reflection, as well as the times of growth and transformation? Balancing acceptance and change means recognizing that life is dynamic. It's about showing up for yourself with grace and determination, knowing that both stillness and movement have their place. So if you're feeling stuck, If you're wrestling with acceptance or longing for change, remember this. You don't have to choose. You can hold both. You can love yourself while striving to grow. You can make peace with your circumstances while working to improve them. Your life will radically shift when you stop fighting the tension between these two forces and start embracing them as partners. Because in that balance, you'll find a life that's both grounded and transformative, both stable and ever evolving. If this video resonated with you, then make sure you subscribe to the channel and watch one of my other videos on the side of the screen. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.